Hey everyone, I'm making this tutorial because I had a real issue with this stuff. So basically, the problem I wanted to solve is within Unity app that I run on Android device to be able to run a service at the background. And the idea is that later I'm going to upload files through this background service after the user minimize the app. Now, so this tutorial is about working in Unity with Android plugin that activates a service in the background. Now the thing is, I had really hard time configuring everything out, and it's not that it's that complicated. It's more that I'm not that experienced with Android development, and because I didn't have good reference. So I hope this video might save some time for you. So basically, what I did here is I started a new project for the plugins. It was an empty activity. And later I added in this main activity, I added everything. Sorry, not this. Yeah. Okay, so later I added this button and everything to just check it in Android, but it wasn't needed after all. So the thing is I created a plugin. This is a plugin instance. Okay, so I created a plugin model and don't remember the exact process. But this is pretty easy. This is a thing that many people do. And then I created the plugin instance, which is the actual this is the actual plugin code that do all the actions I want, including calling the service in the background. So basically, I have here tags for the logs. It's just in just a second. I'd like to enlarge it a bit. Uh, okay, never mind. So I have this plugin. So I have the tag here, and here just the first function I want to use, which is add that gets two numbers and returns the result. There is the Unity activity. Okay, so it's a private static activity, Unity activity, and this thing is used especially for the background service. And then I have this function. Oh, let me just open it up. So this is the function that actually set the Unity activity, which I call from the Unity code. And I can basically use this the same way here on the activity of Android. It's just sending the activity to connect between the activity and the plugin. And toast is a function here that just uses the toast to show a message on like the device. Okay, so here we have the start background service, and start background service is the main function. Okay, so I have here a lot of typing just for debug. Basically, the first thing it does, it checks that we have the Unity activity. Then it creates. Let me delete what's not needed. Okay, so then it creates the background service intent. So basically, you create the intent. Now, the thing that caused the most issues is understanding that I need to use when I create the intent, the Unity activity, and take the background service, the class of the service that we can see here. And so take the class here. And that's it, just call start the service and it works. All the other things are just printing. Okay, so let's have a look on it. So this is the way to create it. And now let's look at the service. So the service, any tutorial on service will show you about the same thing. You extend the service, and there are few additional things I do here. So I have the tags for the logs, the BG services, and this is actually because I had some issue with too much work on the main thread. So I added these two variables, the handler thread and the handler. And for that to work on create, I needed to initiate them. Okay, the handler thread and this is the code. Okay, quite simple. And we have a on bind, which is really return just now does nothing. And the main work is here inside the on start command. So on start command, I wanted to work with these handlers to prevent an issue that I had. So we use the handler post, and then this is the basic work. Okay, so it's just the handler post, and this is the work of the service. So what it basically does, it uses the countdown timer. The countdown timer, okay, it's for 60 seconds, and the countdown interval is for 1 second. So on tick, it has this print, okay, and on finish, it just gives the unfinished message. So it's really simple. Every second, it will show this message. And okay, and it has here the returns are sticky. Okay, I'm not sure what it does, but this is just a way to write the service. And the whole work with this thread helped me just prevent this kind of bug that just closed the application because instead it has too much work on the main thread. The other thing I need to add to close the handler is to add on destroy. So super on destroy and quit the safe bleed of the thread. And this is the old code of the service which I no longer need. So once we have this code and it's working, I can build the model. I can go to build. Okay, and I have here the make model. Okay, so if I run this, you can see here inside the event log. Okay, so it's finished and it tells me where is the basic place of the plugin. So I just copy it. I go to my file explorer, for example, here. Okay, and if I paste it, so this is like the main folder of the project. If I go inside here, this is the model inside the build, and inside outputs, I get the AAR folder and the AAR file, which is basically the plugin. So this thing is the one I'm taking into Unity. So in Unity, not Unity Hub. Okay, so here is this project for testing. So here inside the project, inside plugin Android, I created the Android folder because I just put this file inside here. So this file, I'll just drag it inside here and it works. Okay. And now I can work with it. So how do I work with it? So I have the main camera and I put the canvas on it. You don't have to have it actually on the canvas, I believe. I created a panel and I have, let's look at the scene. Okay. And let's minimize it. Okay. So at the scene I created, I have here some, because I had so many issues, I added here some text to make sure I'm looking at the most updated build. I have here test which just print test, the add that will call the add function, toast that will call the toast function, and the background service that will call the background service. And the code behind me is a plugin tester. Let's open it in Rider. Okay, and okay, I thought it was open, but anyway, so we have the plugin and it has here the initialize plugin, okay? So it has the Unity class, a new Android class, okay? This is the Unity player, this is needed. Then the Unity activity, again the Unity activity, and then the plugin instance, new Android Java object with the plugin name, okay? So plugin name I get from here, and here's the initialized plugin with the package ID of the plugin, okay? You can see if I go back to the plugin code. Okay, you can see here, okay, this is the plugin ID, right? So com.shefig.unity blah blah module, whatever. So this is it, and the plugin instance is the here, the class of the instance, okay? But basically tell it this is what you want, the plugin instance object. So initialize plugin, okay, we get the string, we initialize the plugin, we have the plugin instance, okay, and we make sure it's not null, and then we call the receive Unity activity with Unity activity, and this is what updates the activity that we need. Now everything else is basically the function working with it. So here's the add function I call from the button. Okay, just make sure the plugin instance is not null, and it takes the result from, look, so we do it like this, plugin instance dot call. Here the type of value that returns, which is int, add, and the parameters 5 and 6. Okay, and then I just debug and show the result. Okay, Toasted does something pretty similar. It's called a void function, a function that returns nothing, that does the toast, and it will show the message, nice work. And this is the service, really easy, okay? So just start background service, and currently does nothing other. and then that, and here we have the test, which the test is really just a printing out. Okay, so actually all of this I no longer need. So I want to show you how it works, but I will make it simple. I won't show you in what's happened on the device. I'll just show you the logcat. Okay, and I'll tell you what I do and how it looks. So, you know what, for a second, let me see if I can just run it here and if it will work. This would be interesting. So I just run the project. Let's have a look. So I run, so I have here the console, and I don't think it liked it yet. So test it will work. Add probably won't. Yeah. Okay. So let me just run on it on the device. So build settings. Okay. Build and run real fast. Hopefully everything will work. Okay, great. So you already see the log here. Okay, now if you can see everything on the device, so this is the logcat, and I'll use SDA filtering, and now I just press the test. We show the test. This is from Unity, nothing special about that. The add I'm pressing now is actually a call to the plugin, and we see here the log. Okay, if I press it again. Now when I press the toast, there is no log, but I can see a small like a notification on the screen. It's really nice and it's definitely working. And now I'll press the background service. Okay, and you see it here, but you see nothing else because that's because the service is actually not under the package of the Unity. Okay, so it's not the package here. So to see it, I'll go to no filter, and now you see it catches everything. And okay, okay, let me start it again. Okay, so starting service, and this is, let me try to find out why it doesn't work in 14:57:59. Okay, so let me just disconnect. Okay, so okay, it shows as error and it doesn't have the SDA. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so it has the on tick. So if I reconnect, for example, and I just look for on, okay, it takes some time to filter it. Okay, on tick. So we see the service actually working, right? So it goes all the way down, and if I can just start another one. And because everyone is the new thread, I can start several of them and they are just running on background. So I really hope this video helped you. I spent a lot of time fixing this thing and making it work. So I hope it saved you some time. If you have any question, please ask in the comment and I'll try. As I said, I'm not expert for the Android development, but I'll try to answer any question because this can be a headache. So thank you very much for viewing and maybe I'll see you on the next video.